in this matchup because Zero Suit punishes super hard, especially, as you said, by the edge.
Yeah, make sure that math homework is done correctly and get everything else done accordingly. And he just runs right in instead, goes for a grab, and already putting the pressure on Bankai. Rather than playing passive, he's playing a little more aggro.
Yeah, as annoying as John Numbers' playstyle could be interpreted as, it is inherently risky. Smash is a game where you want to be in the middle of the stage as far from the blast zones as you can. Don't want to be in the corner, don't want to be on the edge. But somehow Numbers finds a way to make that work.
One of my favorite things about when I watch Numbers play this character is when he turns it on, when he does those go-in moments. And you're so used to the passive play style and that you think he's going to back off and zone you out at some point, and then he just goes in and you don't know how to handle it. As we're seeing here, he's just continuously juggling Bankai, refusing to let him touch the ground. Bankai finally forcing him back off stage, though, trying to go for the back air into the down B attempt, but the side B going to keep him safe.
Oh, the crouch is just absolutely brutal in this matchup, actually.
Yeah, very similar to that early game when you saw a couple more Kirby's, particularly during customs. A lot of them would duck out of those things so they wouldn't get caught by that. And with John Numbers, with the matchup knowledge, I'm actually going to properly DI his way out of that up B so he didn't lose his stock.
There we go, Bankai. Oh, no, not quite. Strikes with a nice back air, though.
And Bankai going fishing as well with the Zair, does not get the hit, though. And as you see, Numbers just kept it calm and ended up reversing that situation. Like, he had him in disadvantage, and it didn't matter. But the down smash into the forward smash, very clean confirm, and to get to even this back up.
Dude, I just got to say, I've gone years without saying nice back air so deliberately, and then it just caught me right there. I got.
I try, and then after I say it, I won't call it out. But I'm like, ugh, I did
it. I gotta smack myself for that one.
Extraordinary back air.
Either way, we've got John Numbers just hanging on to the slightest of leads here. But oh, what? Miss a tech on the platform, take another 15
double
twice.
Nair into almost getting him on the call out with the up smash as well. I like the fact that Numbers retreated there, realizing that now Bankai has an advantage situation, but the whip grab, as we see so many times with a lot of Zero Suits, ends up being the death of him, and John Numbers taking that first game.
Knowing how much reward you get off that makes it so tempting, right? But the opponent should and is generally looking out for it the whole time. Props to Numbers, the awareness. Again, this is what lets him take big wins with a character that's on the bottom 20% of the tier list.
Absolutely. It's just the mentality that he has. If you play neutral game properly and you force people to get... He's a mentality crusher. He makes you think that you don't deserve to win that match, even though the character inherently is not that great. But, you know, Bankai with the counter pick here to Battlefield, it is still, regardless of how good your defense could be, an extremely good counter pick for him.
We'll see. He just has to get his combo started from that higher elevation. Otherwise, sometimes the stage could work against Zero Suit a good bit. Huge boundaries make your confirms not work at certain percents.
That is true. He hasn't really been able to convert much on many combos either. He hasn't been able to get his nairs or any throws for that matter too. So he really needs to turn it up and get this pressure on John Numbers. Stop letting him be so comfortable.
Bankai seemingly everywhere at once with these down Vs, these tether cancels. Everywhere.
All right, finally getting a nair into the back end. They're starting to rack this damage up, but Numbers with good defense off to the side, not going to get hit. Gets called out on the air dodge though, and actually manages to get back in with the falling up air.
Yeah, one bad air dodge into one good air dodge. Bankai though still hanging out to stage control. Not something that intimidates John Numbers all that much. Got to stay patient in these situations, even when you think you have his his back to the wall.
As you're seeing, it looks like Bankai's swinging. He's swinging hard a little bit more than necessary. He's throwing out a lot of smash attacks in the up Bs, hoping to catch Numbers, but Numbers doesn't normally approach like that. But I like the attempt off stage. He just has not been able to convert. That
back air is so strong and safe, but very narrow hitbox. Requires a lot of precision to land.
As you can see, he just wiped his face with a little bit of frustration there, like, I did not mean to do that, and now you got to clear your head because in a game of chess, this is where Numbers want you. He wants you thinking that he's 3 moves ahead as he's continuing to win on all these defensive interactions.
I feel like John's style doesn't even need to be moves ahead so much as he's just burning your turns away.
True. Yeah,
Every trade you take is just a sacrifice of one of his pawns.
Yeah, luckily Bankai was finally able to get through one of those pawns and get that down B and put himself back into a possible situation. Just throwing out a bunch of up smashes. I mean, they're working.
John Numbers does love to air dodge, so I appreciate the sentiment. Trying to just stick out something long lasting and catch that. Now he's back to the ledge, just runs right back to center though, and here we go, possibly something big for Bankai. Finally the platform's coming into play, but still not the right timing or percents to get that to continue.
Yeah, the one that he needed on the higher portion, unfortunately, he could not get the up air. But as we're seeing, he's really turning up a lot here, and his defensive routes have been really simple. He's just been double rolling and just walking away. And that's the type of stuff that throw off a player like Numbers, because you think the normal game plan works. No, you got to be unorthodox with some of the decisions you make to throw players like that off.
Fight fire with fire. John Numbers definitely a fan of the double rolls and the very simple movement. Loves to charge his projectiles and either roll or block out of the charge. Plays the game at its most basic level in an extremely smart way. Simplicity
is key sometimes, particularly with the characters such as WeFit. And Bankai able to get out of there. Doesn't get punished for the attempted dare in center stage.
You see Zero Suit struggles against short characters. Even though WeFit's so tall when she's standing, John Numbers has been employing the crouch a lot to get him under so many of her approaches, namely back air.
Yeah, as well as pretty much nullifying the attempts of throws too, because Bankai knows if he reads it, he just ducks and that's his stock.
Let's see, what does Bankai have for this ledge trap? Again, that back air a little bit hard to hit. Gotta make sure you're striking true. Oh, so smart.
Yeah, the swiftness of that ducking calls him out against with that that neutral air, but Numbers has been utilizing that so well. Up throw not going to do it. I like the coverage he had with that volleyball, and that's going to be it though. Gets the anti-air with the off air, and Bankai shaking his head, but this is the way Numbers plays, man. He was so, like his strategy is so simple, and no matter how many times you play against it, you really can't adjust to it because he just changed it up just a little bit every single time, and it works so well. I very much enjoy seeing that play.